we back? I'm sorry. Oh no. Thank you. My bad, guys. I got a call from freaking Drolord, of course. Like, dude, go. Like, dude, what? Like, why? Huh? Drolord called me and ruined it, dude. Like, why, dude? Why? Can't you please? Like, he's constantly causing me problems in my life. Hey, brother, happy Sunday. What up, Kiaka? Good to see you, man. He's back. What up, Bambi? Good to see you. Sorry, guys. My friend Drolord called me, and I tried to, like, and he just ruined it. It literally just, like, ah. Whatever. Good to see you guys. Please check out Kiaka, guys. Super amazing, dude. Like, super, super nice. Very, very giving. Very friendly. I apologize. No, Augie, we're not doing this right now. We're gonna not do that right now. Hey, Drolord. I hate him so damn much, so much. God, I hate Drolord so much sometimes, dude. It's like, dude, you can't check. Like, you can't check for once. You can't look through the Discords and see me in another Discord chat. You couldn't, like, notice that I'm live. Like, good God, dude. Good God. Like, literally. Dude. I'm calling the police on Drolord. Please, dude. Please, dude. Stream manager? Hopefully... Nope, and it got rid of my pin. Isn't that great? Good to see you, Vegan Kung Fu. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Guys, check out Vegan Kung Fu. They're great. I'm confused. What happened? What are you confused about? Yeah, Vegan Kung Fu is great. They do a lot of IRL streams and stuff. Good to see you too. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, reading a spiritual classic, Autobiography Yogi. I kind of want to unpack what just happened in this chapter right now. Like, it's kind of a lot. So it's really, really interesting. It's the late 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s. Yogananda's father gives him 2 letters because he's like, look, I need to find my friend. Go ahead and unpack. And so he goes into this mystical saint's home, right, who's there meditating with just a loincloth. He's sitting in the lotus posture, so his legs are like upturned, sitting in the lotus posture on a little wooden bench. He's sitting there meditating, and he's like, oh gosh. And then he sees him, and he's so nervous. He doesn't want to say, he's 12 years old. He's there with his little notes. And he goes out and he's like, hello, my dearest one. He says, Baba Anand, bliss to my dear friend, Baba Anand. He's like, how are you? I've been looking for you. He's like, you must be Bhagavati's son. And he's like, wait, what? Like, oh, he was going to hand him the letter of introduction. He's like, oh, this seems kind of like superfluous now. Like, why am I even going to give this to you? And he's like, how is Bhagavat? And he kind of glanced over the letter and he gave him like instances of his life that was so, interesting. Happy Sunday fun day. How are you? I'm locked in. Thank you, Lake. I appreciate you being here. Hope you're doing well. And then as he's like, oh yeah, I'll find Kedarnath Babu for you. Okay, LL, share location when you come through. Wait, what? Yay, we're back. Thank you so much. Oops, I'm going to send that in text. Oh, what? What the hell? Oh, wait, what? He's like, sorry, that's supposed to be on my Grindr app. It's like... get this guy out of here. I'm just like... oh, my God. So he hands him this, and so he already knew a lot about his life. He's like, I'll find Kedarnath Babu for you. And then what does he do? He goes, he starts going to this, he's like a sphinx-like air envelops him. So a sphinx, obviously, you know what a sphinx looks like. It's just like a statue staring there. Embarrassing. It's like, so he's there like a sphinx. The air becomes like stagnant around him. It's like sphinx-like air. Thank you, Leica, for being here again. Appreciate you. Embarrassing. And then his eyes, he says it looks as though his eyes are sparkling for a moment, like looking at something beautiful. And then they go blank. He's like, they go dull. And then during this time, Kedarnath Babu is in the Ganges, another religious man, a disciple. He's having his morning bathing in the Ganges, and then he sees Swami Pranabananda there, and he's like, "Oh my God, hey, how are you?" And in India, it's like known for friends to like hold hands or whatever, and it's like they're like holding hands joyfully back to their house. And he can't even keep up with him. He's like, I had stout shoes. He's like, I had walking shoes on. This guy had like his little wooden clogs. He's like, I couldn't keep up with him. He was walking too damn fast for me. And he's like, I have something to do. Like, can you come back? He's like, okay. And he just walked off into the distance, disappeared. And he comes back and he explains. He's like, what do you mean he went to the Ganges and got you? Like, he's been sitting here this whole time, quiet as hell for 30 minutes. And then he goes on and explains. He's like, he says something so interesting. He's like, he only condescended. He's like, it was probably in an effort to stir spiritual ardor in my young breast that the Swami had condescended to tell me of his powers of astral radio and television. In its own way, physical science is affirming the validity of laws discovered by yogis through mental science. For example, a demonstration that man has televisional powers was given November 26, 1934 at the Royal University of Rome. Dr. Giuseppe Caligari, professor of neuropsychology, pressed certain parts of a subject's body, and the subject responded with minute descriptions of persons and objects on the opposite side of a wall. Dr. Caligari told the professors that if certain areas on the skin are agitated, the subject is given supersensorial impressions, enabling him to see objects that he could not otherwise perceive. To enable his subject to discern things on the other side of a wall, Professor Caligari pressed a spot on the right of the thorax for 15 minutes. Dr. Caligari said that when certain spots of the body are agitated, their subjects can see objects at any distance, regardless of whether they have ever before seen those objects. So this is where it becomes kind of wild. This is where it gets... See, this is what I love so much about it. It doesn't just give you like the feminine, right hemisphere, faith-driven kind of aspect of like, oh yeah, look at these weird miracles this Indian dude was doing. Ooh, like, he goes on to explain the counterpart of where this has actually been examined. The law of these like miracles, how is it done? This is what I find so fascinating about the Hindu culture, spirituality, and religion. It's not just given up to like dogmatic belief. It's like, you better believe or else. No, it's like, no, we want you to. It's like, good question. Let's find out the truth. Let's see how it works. Like, they tell you this guy spent 8 hours a day for 9 years after working to achieve some sort of like truth. So like, this is the atmosphere in India. You get me? Like, this is the atmosphere of ancient Hinduism, and it's so refreshing. It's so refreshing to me. I love it. Like, oh man, it's so good. Later on, he explained, he's like, I couldn't achieve this without the help of my guru, Lahiri Mahashaya. And he's like, in a benign gesture, he's like, at first, Lahiri Mahashaya didn't want to help. He's like, there is no, what do you mean? He's like, I can't help you. You have to do it yourself. He's like, I know who you are. Don't try to hide it. You're like, I know that you have the spirit fully developed within you. He's like, I want to worship you in your true form. And so he gives a benign gesture or whatever. He puts his hand out in a benign gesture. And he's like, he says, you may now go and meditate. I have interceded for you with Brahma. Brahma. So this is something that's also misinterpreted in the Western culture of Eastern philosophy of like the Hindu religion. They believe that there's like multiple gods. They believe it's a pantheon of gods. And this is incorrect. And this is one of the examples of it. They believe that Brahma is multiple gods. So this is actually God in his aspect of creator. From the Sanskrit root bri, to expand. When Emerson's poem Brahma appeared in the Atlantic Monthly in 1857, most of the readers were bewildered. Emerson chuckled. Tell them, he said, to say Jehovah instead of Brahma, and they will not feel any perplexity. Tell them to say Jehovah instead of Brahma. They will not feel any perplexity. And then later on, there's another physical example. When he talks to the doctor, he's asking to get his pension. He's applying for the pension early, and he's like, I can't do it. He's like, at work, I find an overpowering sensation rising in my spine. It permeates my whole body, unfitting me for the performance of my duties. And the footnote here reads, in deep meditation, the first experience of spirit is on the altar of the spine, and then in the brain. The torrential bliss is overwhelming. But the yogi learns to control its outward manifestations. At the time of our meeting, Pranabananda was indeed a fully illumined master. But the closing days in his business life had occurred many years earlier. He had not then become irrevocably established in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In that perfect and unshakable state of consciousness, a yogi finds no difficulty in performing any of his worldly duties. After his retirement, Pranabananda wrote Pranab Gita, a profound commentary on the Bhagavad Gita available in Hindu and Bengali. The power of appearing in more than one body is a siddhi, a yogic power, mentioned in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. The phenomenon of bilocation has been exhibited in the lives of many saints down the ages. In the story of Therese Newman, describes several occasions on which this Christian saint has appeared before and conversated with distant persons needing her help. So it's not just, this is where it touches on this thread amongst all major religions. And he goes on and explains like this thing that's going on, this thing that seems like unbelievable, a miracle. This is something in the Hindu mystics, it can't be done ever before or whatever. And he's like, actually, there's stories of this in other theologies, in other Christian beliefs, in other beliefs as well. It's not impossible. These things happen. A sip of my juice. That's good juice. Isn't that interesting? Chapter 4. My interrupted flight toward the Himalayas. Leave your classroom on some trifling pretext and engage a hackney carriage. Stop in the lane when no one in my house can see you. These were my final instructions to Amar Mitter, a high school friend who planned to accompany me to the Himalayas. We had chosen the following day for our flight. Precautions were necessary as my brother Ananta exercised a vigilant eye. He was determined to foil the plans of escape that he suspected were uppermost in my mind. Miss Shadow. Oh, hello. I have a similar thought of that. What's that, Miss Shadow 69? How are you? Do you like this book? Are you into meditation? Have you read Autobiography of a Yogi before? Mother, my divine mother. So we had chosen the following day for our flight. Precautions were necessary, as my brother Ananta exercised a vigilant eye. He was determined to foil the plans of escape that he suspected were uppermost in my mind. The amulet, like a spiritual yeast, was silently at work within me. I hoped to find, amid the Himalayan snows, the master whose face often appeared to me in visions. The family was living now in Calcutta, where father had been permanently transferred, following the patriarchal Indian custom. Ananta had brought his bride to live in our home. There, in a small attic room, I engaged in daily meditations and prepared my mind for the divine search. The immemorable morning arrived with inauspicious rain. Hearing the wheels of Amar's carriage on the road, I hastily tied together a blanket, a pair of sandals, 2 loincloths, a string of prayer beads, Lahiri Mahashaya's picture, and a copy of the Bhagavad Gita. This bundle I threw from my 3rd-story window. I ran down the steps and past my uncle, buying fish at the door. What is this excitement? His gaze roved suspiciously over my person. I gave him a non-committal smile and walked to the lane. Retrieving my bundle, I joined Amar with conspiratorial caution. We drove to Chandni Chowk, a merchandise center. For months we had been saving our tiffin money to buy English clothes. Knowing that my clever brother could easily play the part of a detective, we thought to outwit him by wearing European garb. On the way to the station we stopped for my cousin, Jotin Ghosh, whom I called Jatinda. He was a new convert, longing for a... Well, I'm Christian and I feel most religions are actually the same. You're absolutely right, Miss Shadow. See, that's the thing. If you look at true Christianity, they're very similar. Exactly. Yeah. If you look at the roots, if you look at ancient Christian monkhoods and like these in the Bible, it says he separated us by language. So I feel only the translation is different. Amen, sister. Amen. Yes, true that. I agree. Absolutely. If you look at the great saints of all religions, they all kind of, Gandhi said something so interesting. He's like, I love, I love I love your Christ. He's like, but you're Christians. He's like, and then he says, he's like, if you get all the major, oh, it's raining. It's so lovely outside. He's like, if you get all the major religious prophets of all the ages, you put them all in a room, they're all going to be agreeing with each other. Like they're all like, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yes. But he's like, you get all their followers together, and they're at each other's throats. They just want to kill each other, and it's like, wait, what? Like it's so interesting, That's why, that's why, that's why direct experience is so necessary. That's why it's so necessary for us to have these. I think Jesus said, he's like, lest you see signs and wonders, ye will not believe. It's so true. On the way to the station, we stopped for my cousin, Jotin Ghosh, whom I called Jatinda. He was a new convert, longing for a guru in the Himalayas. He donned the new suit we had in readiness. Well camouflaged, we hoped, a deep elation possessed our hearts. All we need now are canvas shoes. I led my companions to a shop displaying rubber-soled footwear. Articles of leather, got only through the slaughter of animals, should be absent on this holy trip. I halted on the street to remove the leather cover from my Bhagavad Gita and the leather straps for my English maid, Sola Topi, or helmet. At the station, we bought tickets to Burdwan, where we planned to transfer for Hardwar in the Himalayan foothills. As soon as the train, like ourselves, was in flight, I gave utterance to a few of my glorious anticipations. Just imagine, I ejaculated, we shall be initiated by the masters and experience the trance of cosmic consciousness. Our flesh will be charged with such magnetism that wild animals of the Himalayas will come tamely near us. Tigers will be no more than meek house cats awaiting our caresses. This remark, picturing a prospect I considered entrancing, both metaphorically and literally, brought an enthusiastic smile from Amar. But Jatinda averted his gaze, directing it through the window at the scampering landscape. Let the money be divided in 3 portions. Jatinda broke a long silence with the suggestion. Each of us should buy his own ticket at Burdwan. Thus, no one at the station will surmise that we are running away together. I unsuspectingly agreed. At dusk, our train stopped at Burdwan. Jatinda entered the ticket office. Amar and I sat on the platform. We waited 15 minutes, then made unavailing inquiries. Reaching in all directions, we shouted Jatinda's name with the urgency of fright. But he had faded into the dark unknown surrounding the little station. I was completely unnerved, shocked to a peculiar numbness. That God would countenance this depressing episode. The romantic occasion of my first carefully planned flight after him was cruelly marred. My bad, my dog's trying to knock in. In the Bible it says that it separates them, even in Greek mythology. Yes. Oh my God, you are so right, Miss Shadow. I'm so glad you name the same, like Hades. Yes, like it's so funny you said that because Paramahansa Yogananda, my guru, also explains that Greek mythology is actually just the same thing as all these other religions. It's a guide map on how to return back to the infinite, and it's a way for our consciousness in its limited form to understand the divine. So we need these allegories, we need these stories. And it's kind of the same throughout the ages. You get the story of hate. Oh man, there's so much good stuff I want to tell you. Like, oh man, I can't really explain it until I explain the whole book. It's like there's so many good things, like especially with like Hercules and the trials of Hercules in order for him to reach his ascendancy. It's like he had to clean out this giant, what's the story? He had to clean out like a 30-year-old farmhouse within a single day. and there was 2 rivers between the 2 farmhouses. So he used his immense strength just to turn the tide of the farmhouse, and the gushing waters went through and cleaned like 30 years of filth in a single day, washed it all out. And this is all actually a giant allegory for the human mind and like this consciousness within the brain that needs to be cleaned out by these 2 rivers that run along our spine, which is the Ida and the Pingala glands. And it's so insanely in-depth and scientific and beautiful and allegorical, and it's just like, oh my god, this is what it's all about. This is what makes me so happy. This is the real joy of my life. Everything else kind of just fills in. Like, it's so much fun. It's so great. So he came with his cousins, Jatindra, and then Jatindra got nervous about that story. He went to go buy the tickets, and he actually disappeared. So something happened. And he's like blaming. He's like, no. He's like, what? I was completely unnerved, shocked to a peculiar numbness, that God would countenance this depressing episode. This romantic occasion of my first carefully planned flight after him was cruelly marred. Amar, we must return home. I was weeping like a child. Jatindra's callous departure is an ill omen. This trip is doomed to failure. Is this your love for the Lord? Can't you stand a little test of a treacherous companion? Let me read it to you like this. Get a little closer to you. Oh my God, Spanish Mommy. Yo, thank you for the biddies. You're so nice. Guys, oh my God, thank you, Spanish Mommy. Hi. I'm not even doing, I'm reading, on Sundays I'm doing like readings from Spiritual Classic Autobiography Yogi. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. I hope, wonder if you're streaming or not. Please check out Spanish Mommy, guys. Spanish little silly Latina who plays a lot of Fall Guys. She's going to be big one day. I know it. She's going to be huge. I can tell. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Is this your love for the Lord? Can't you stand the little test of a treacherous companion? Through a Mars suggestion of a divine test, my heart steadied itself. We refreshed ourselves with famous Bourdoin sweetmeats. Oh, thank you so much, Richie. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the biddies. Thank you for the shout out. Thank you, Richie. You're the best. Check out Richie also. We refreshed ourselves with famous Bourdoin sweetmeats, sitabhag, food for the goddess, and motikur, nuggets of sweet pearl. In a few hours we entrade for Hardwan via Bareilly. Changing trains the following day at Mughal Sarai, we discussed a vital matter as we waited on the platform. Amar, you might like my book if you like that stuff. Oh, really? You have a book? Maybe. Give it to me for free. Give it to me for free and I'll read it. Amar, we may soon be closely questioned by railroad officials. I am not underrating my brother's ingenuity. No matter what the outcome, I will not speak untruth. Amar, we may soon be closely questioned by railroad officials. I am not underrating my brother's ingenuity. No matter what the outcome, I will not speak untruth. All I ask of you, Mukunda, is to keep still. Don't laugh or grin while I am talking. At this moment, a European station agent accosted me. He waved a telegram whose import I immediately grasped. Are you running away from home in anger? No. I was glad his choice of words permitted me to make an emphatic reply. Not anger, but divinest melancholy was responsible. I knew for my unconventional behavior. The official then turned to Amar. The duel of wits that followed hardly permitted me to maintain the counseled stoic gravity. Where is the third boy? The man injected a full ring of authority into his voice. Come now, speak the truth. Sir, I notice you are wearing eyeglasses. Can't you see that we are only 2? Amar smiled impudently. I am not a magician. I can't conjure up a third boy. The official, noticeably disconcerted by this impertinence, sought a new field of attack. What is your name? I am called Thomas. I am the son of an English mother and a converted Christian Indian father. What is your friend's name? I call him Thompson. By this time, my inward mirth had reached a zenith. I unceremoniously made for the train, which was providentially whistling for departure. Amar followed with the official, who was credulous and obliging enough to put us into a European compartment. It evidently pained him to think of two half-English boys traveling the section allotted to natives. After his polite exit, I lay back on the seat and laughed uproariously. Amar wore an expression of blithe satisfaction at having outwitted a veteran European official. On the platform I had contrived to read the telegram. From my brother Ananta it went thus: 3 Bengali boys in English clothes running away from home toward Hardwar via Mughal Sarai. Please detain them until my arrival. Ample reward for your services. Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Yep. It's a shifter fantasy. Want a spoiler? The part I think you'd like from this style reading. I can't afford to hand any out yet. I can't physically work, so no income. Oh, okay, fine. I'll think about it. Oh, yeah, tell me the spoiler. It's fine. I have a bunch of books to read. I'm going to be reading this every Sunday for, like, spiritual stuff. It's a shifter fantasy. What's a shifter fantasy? It sounds dirty. Is it like a dirty book? Is it like a... Is it like a you're shifting, you're smut shifting? Haha, some spice, but like werewolves and such. Oh, werewolf spice. Oh my god. Go on. I'm like, shifting smut? I'm like, you're smut shifting around here? We don't take kindly to smut shifting. Okay, spoiler coming up. Casper the Saint said www.casperthesaint.com. No links, buddy. Sorry. What's up, Casper? How you doing, buddy? I know you do a bunch of IRL streams, right? Thank you so much, Richie. I really, really appreciate all the shout outs and hanging out here. Thank you. Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, I'm starting to do this. I'm doing well. I'm starting to do like a thing on Sundays where I do like spiritual reading, reading autobiography Yogi. It's a spiritual classic. It's really, really life changing. So I've been reading that, and I plan on reading that every Sunday for several hours. And then Monday through Wednesday, I'll do my usual gaming thing. Singapore? I don't even know the song. Streamer? I don't even know her. Singapore? I don't even know the poor. Oh my goodness. Okay, excellent. So they just outwitted the railroad official who received a notice. Hello, there's a joke there. Gotta find it. Singapore? I don't even know the song. You want me to sing a poor? I don't even know the song a poor. You gotta find it. It's a thinker. My God, brilliant. Please check out Richie, guys. Unbelievable stuff. So let's see. They outwitted the European official. On the platform, I had contrived to read the telegram. From my brother Ananta, it went thus: 3 Bengali boys in English clothes running away from home toward Hardwar via Mughal Sarai. Please detain them until my arrival. Ample reward for your services. Amar, I told you not to leave marked timetables in your home. My glance was reproachful. Brother must have found one there. My friend sheepishly acknowledged the thrust. My friend sheepishly acknowledged the thrust. We halted briefly in Bareilly, where Dwarka Prasad, mentioned on page 14, awaited us with a telegram from Ananta. Dwarka tried valiantly to detain us. I convinced him that our flight had not been undertaken lightly. On a previous occasion, Dwarka refused my invitation to set out for the Himalayas. While our train stood in the station that night, and I was half asleep, Amar was awakened by another questioning official. He, too, fell He, too, fell a victim to the hybrid charms of Thomas and Thompson. The train bore us triumphantly into a dawn arrival at Hardwar. The majestic mountains loomed invitingly in the distance. We dashed through the station and entered the freedom of city crowds. Our first act was to change into native costume, as Ananta had somehow penetrated our European disguise. A premonition of captured weighed on my mind. Deeming it advisable to leave Hardwar at once, we bought tickets to proceed north to Rishikesh, a soil long hollowed by the feet of many masters. I had already boarded the train, while Amar lagged on the platform. He was brought to an abrupt halt by a shout from a policeman. An unwelcome guardian, the officer escorted Amar and me to a police station bungalow and took charge of our money. He explained courteously that it was his duty to hold us until my elder brother arrived. Dampen me. Is he reading The Alchemist? No, I'm reading Autobiography of Yogi, Art Dad and the Misfits. Good to see you, man. Guys, check out Art Dad and the Misfits. It was his birthday on the 13th? When was your birthday? The 14th, the 13th? Yes. Happy birthday, Art Dad and the Misfits. All that reading, you need to wet your lips. Girl, you better calm down with them wet lips. Reading this holy book. I do have The Alchemist, though, by Paulo Coelho. Right there, The Alchemist. It's over yonder. Good stuff. Oh, ad break. Sorry. Oh, cool. I'll take a little break. I'm reading... of a yogi. There is a copy. Okay, so the MC is born into a shifter pack, though starts to realize she's not like the other shifters. In book 2, she finds out she's not a wolf shifter. She's a hellhound that the divine has tasked her to kill demons escaping from hell. Oh my gosh. That sounds deliciously smutty. Honestly, reading that, I probably won't read it now that I'm thinking about Miss Shadow. Just hearing that. Yeah, but Autobiography of Yogi is like, oh yeah, Art Dad and the Misfits. You don't get ads, right? Yeah, Autobiography of Yogi changed my life, man. Like, amazing, amazing book. Top 100 spiritually enlightening books of like the 20th century, I think Time Magazine called it in 1965. It really helped me. LOL, don't like shifter fantasy? No, I mean, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't realize what shifter was and werewolf stuff, and it's just not gonna be my cup of tea. I can tell. Like, I can just tell. Like, I read some dark fantasy, but it's gotta be like manga, and it's gotta be like, I don't know, there's gotta be like pictures to it. Like, I gotta be really in there. Like, if there's pictures and stuff, yeah. Like, I love Berserk. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if I could do it. When I read like stuff, I'm trying to like, I don't know. It's not really. I'm gonna really hate that book. Gotta be honest. It's like It's not gonna be for me. If I'm gonna read, it's gotta be like poetry, or it's gotta be something that's gonna like teach me something. I guess. Like, I don't like to read just for like strictly entertainment. If that makes sense. Like, if I'm gonna read for entertainment, it's gotta be like books and it's gotta be like pictures. I guess I'm dumb. I don't know. Like, I do like dark fantasy and I love anime and I love, like I said, Buffy and stuff like that. It's got to be a little more, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to read that. I don't know. Maybe I got to give it more of a chance. I've read a few of them and I can't get into it. It's got to teach you how to treat shapeshifters. It has real lore in it. Oh, okay, baby. Bitch, I was like, come on, I'm back. Oh, what up, Bambi? Good back. Welcome back. I appreciate you all being here and hanging out. Bammy's a gem, guys. Check her out. She's super nice. Sweet little can of mom who's silly and axolotl. And I do write more poetic than most. It's like... Michelle's like, trust me, the smut scenes, they are just beautiful. It's like, oh my goodness, it's in rhymes and it's in a haiku. So where were we? Oh, so they just got pretty much arrested and held up right at the foot of the Himalayan foothills. They got stopped there. They're talking to the officer who's saying they're going to have to wait for their older brother to come. An unwelcome guardian, the officer escorted Amar and me to a police station bungalow and took charge of our money. He explained courteously that it was his duty to hold us until my elder brother arrived. Learning that the truant's destination had been the Himalayas, the officer related a strange story. I see you are crazy about saints. Thank you for the alert, Commander Ghosty Waffle. You will never meet a greater man of God than the one I saw only yesterday. My brother officer and I first encountered him 5 days ago. We were patrolling by the Ganges on a sharp lookout for a certain murderer. Our instructions were to capture him, alive or dead. He was known to be masquerading as a sadhu in order to rob pilgrims. A short way before us, we spied a figure which resembled the description of the criminal. He ignored our command to stop. We ran to overpower him. Approaching his back, I wielded my axe with tremendous force. The man's right arm was severed almost completely from his body. Without outcry or any glance at the ghastly wound, the stranger astonishingly continued his swift pace. As we jumped in front of him, he spoke quietly. I am not the murderer you are seeking. I was deeply mortified to see I had injured the person of a divine-looking sage. Prostrating myself at his feet, I implored his pardon and offered my turban cloth to staunch the heavy spurts of blood. Son, that was Sorry, I'm just imagining this. Son, that was just an understandable mistake on your part. The saint regarded me kindly. Run along, and don't reproach yourself. The beloved mother is taking care of me. He pushed his dangling arm into the stump, and lo, it adhered. The blood inexplicably ceased to flow. Come to me under yonder tree in 3 days, and you will find me fully healed. Thus, you will feel no remorse. I'm gonna do work, gonna lurk, though now, and coffee is my love. Is mine. To now, that coffee is my LOL. Oh yeah, I love me some coffee. Good. Good for you. Get your coffee, get your waters, get your smokes, or whatever you needs to get comfy. He pushed his dangling arm into its stump, and lo, it adhered. The blood inexplicably ceased to flow. Come to me under yonder tree in 3 days, and you will find me fully healed. Thus you will feel no remorse. Yesterday, my brother officer and I went eagerly to his designated spot. The sadhu was there and allowed us to examine his arm. It bore no scar nor trace of hurt. I am going via Rishikesh to the Himalayan solitudes. The sadhu blessed us as he departed quickly. I feel that my life has been uplifted through his sanctity. The officer concluded with a pious ejaculation. His experience had obviously moved him beyond his usual depths. With an impressive gesture, he handed me an imprinted clipping about the miracle. In the usual garbled manner of the sensational type of newspaper, not missing a lass even in India, the reporter's version was slightly exaggerated. It indicated that the sadhu had been almost decapitated. Amar and I lamented that we had missed the great yogi who could forgive his persecutor in such a Christ-like way. India, materially poor for the last 2 centuries, has an inexhaustible fund of divine wealth. Spiritual skyscrapers may occasionally be encountered by the wayside, even by worldly men like this policeman. We thank the officer for relieving our tedium with his marvelous story. He was probably intimating that he was more fortunate than we. He had met an illumined saint without effort. Our earnest search had ended, not at the feet of a master, but in a coarse police station. So near the Himalayas, and yet, in our captivity, so far. I told Amar I felt doubly impelled to seek freedom. Let us slip away when opportunity offers. We can go on foot to holy Rishikesh. I smiled encouragingly. But my companion had turned pessimist as soon as the stalwart prop of our money had been taken from us. If we started a trek over such dangerous jungle land, we should finish not in the city of saints, but in the stomachs of tigers. Ananta and Amar's brother arrived after 3 days. Amar greeted his relative with affectionate relief. I was unreconciled. Lurk, lurk, lurk. Thanks for lurks, monster. Amar greeted his relative with affectionate relief. I was unreconciled. Ananta got no more from me than a severe upbraiding. I understand how you feel. My brother spoke soothingly. All I ask of you is to accompany me to Benares to meet a certain sage, and go on to Calcutta to visit our grieving father for a few days. Then you may resume your search here for a master. Amar entered the conversation at this point to disclaim any intention of returning to Hardwar with me. Yo, I'm here just listening. Oh, is that what lurk means? Amar entered the conversation at this point to disclaim any intention of returning to Hardwar with me. He was enjoying the familial warmth, but I knew I would never abandon the quest for my guru. Our party entrained for Benares. There I had a singular and instant response to a prayer. A clever scheme had been prearranged by Ananta. Before seeing me in Hardwar, he had stopped in Benares to ask a scriptural authority to interview me later. The pundit, and his son also, had promised Ananta that they would attempt to dissuade me from becoming a sannyasi. Sannyasi is literally a renunciant. I need my blankie. What up, Feed the Tall Boy? Good to see you, man. Yeah, on Sundays I'm doing a spiritual Sunday thing where I'm reading from Autobiography Yogi. It's like a top 100 spiritual classic. Really, really good book. Changed my life forever. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing fantastic. How are you? How are you, Mr. Tall Boy? Hope you're doing well. How's tall wife? How's tall baby? Hope everyone's doing well. It was fun seeing you last stream with the family on. It was cute. Gave me more life, more love. Oh, Milo's here. Yes. My friend. Good to see you. Everybody, we love Milo over here. Good, good. And what a gift, huh? What a blessing. What a treat. Yes, we love Milo. Milo doesn't stream, but she's cool or whatever. Yes, please check out Feed the Tall Boy. Absolutely amazing streamer. He should be streaming today. Sundays and Mondays. These are the days. These are the days to do it. Bambi's like, I'm here too. Bambi's like, I'm just a hash brown. Thank you so much for being here, Bambi. I really appreciate you. Hello. Hello, Mila. Hi. Oh my God. Hi. Good to see you. Yes. There you go. I'm going to start doing that with everybody that comes in. I'm like, Feed the Tall Boy, bitch. Bambi. Richie, hello. I need to be more, yes, that's it. I need to be more welcoming and excited every time I see you guys. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. You know what? I can actually post up the book I'm reading. Have you guys played yet, Richie and Mila? You guys should play together. I feel like that would be a good thing for you to do. Let me see if I can go to my Discord, and then we're going to go to reading, and then we're going to go to the Yogananda SRF copy of this book. We're going to copy this link. We haven't played yet. I play with Random. Is you down for that? Discord. Oh, yeah, that's where my Discord is. If you guys want to hang out there, I'm usually in there quite a bit. I'm in there all the time because I'm very lonely and I need human attention all the time. Here we go. Oh my God, Dean, no, Dean, stop it. Guys, please check out Dean. He's super freaking funny, man. Really good guy. How are you, man? It's good to see you. Check out Dean's World. Yeah, I'm reading Autobiography Yogi. Can I go to my stream manager from here? Yes, I can. All right, we're gonna paste this in here, and we're gonna enter. Nice, and then we're gonna pin this. All right, pin this message. Unable to pin, something went wrong. Please try again. Perfect. Uh-oh. Read to me, Papa. You got it, dude. This is a copy of the book. Let me pin it in case you guys want to read along or have a copy of it. It's also like public domain. You guys could probably find it like on Project Gutenberg. Like I know what that means. Unpin after, manually unpin at the end of stream. Okay, cool. There it is. So yes, we are now on the chapter 4, interrupted flight to the Himalayas. So he's on his way back to the Himalayas. He got caught. Predictive text is becoming more and more accurate. Uh-oh. He's like, sorry, it just knows what I'm going to say before. He's like, I didn't even type. He's like, I was just clicking. He's like, I put the letter T and then everything else filled in. You're like, whoa, what? Had the whole sentence. Oh, my goodness. Great. Ananta took me to their home. The son, a young man of ebullient manner, greeted me in the courtyard. He engaged me in a lengthy philosophic discourse. Professing to have a clairvoyant knowledge of my future, he discountenanced my idea of being a monk. You will meet continual misfortune and be unable to find God if you insist on deserting your ordinary responsibilities. You cannot work out your past karma without worldly experiences. What is karma? Karma is the effects of past actions in this or a former life. It's from the Sanskrit verb kri, or to do. So that's what karma is. It's literally actions, to do. It's things you've done. Your past karma without worldly experiences. Immortal words from the Bhagavad Gita rose to my lips in reply. Even he with the worst of karma, who ceaselessly meditates on me, quickly loses the effects of his past bad actions. Becoming a high-souled being, he soon attains perennial peace. Know this for certain. The devotee who puts trust in me never perishes. But the forceful prognostications of the young man had slightly shaken my confidence. With all the fervor of my heart, I prayed silently to God. Please, solve my bewilderment and answer me right here and now. If thou dost desire me to lead the life of a renunciant or a worldly man. I noticed a sadhu of nodal countenance standing just outside the compound of the pundit's house. Evidently, he had overheard the spirited conversation between the self-styled clairvoyant and me, for the stranger called me to his side. I felt a tremendous power flowing from his calm eyes. Son, don't listen to that ignoramus. In response to your prayer, the Lord tells me to assure you that your sole path in this life is that of the renunciant. With astonishment as well as gratitude, I smiled happily at this decisive message. Come away from that man. That ignoramus was calling me from the courtyard. The saintly guide raised his hand in blessing and slowly departed. That sadhu is just as crazy as you are. It was the hoary-headed pundit who made his charming observation. He and his son were gazing at me lugubriously. I have heard that he, too, has left his home in a vague search for God. I turned away to Ananta. I remarked that I would not engage in further discussion with our host. My discouraged brother agreed to an immediate departure. We soon entrained for Calcutta. Mr. Detective, how did you discover I had fled with 2 companions? I vented my lively curiosity to Ananta during our homeward journey. He smiled mischievously. At your school I found that Amar had left his classroom and had not returned. I went to his home the next morning and unearthed a marked timetable. Amar's father was just leaving by carriage and was talking to the coachman. My son will not ride with me to his school this morning. He has disappeared, the father moaned. I heard from a brother coachman that your son and 2 others dressed in European suits boarded the train at Howrah station. The man stated, they made a present of their leather shoes to the cab driver. Thus I had 3 clues: the timetable, the trio of boys, and the English clothing. I was listening to Ananta's disclosures with mingled mirth and vexation. Our generosity to the coachman had been slightly misplaced. Of course, I rushed to send telegrams to station officials in all the cities that Amar had underlined in the timetable. He had checked Bareilly, so I wired your friend Dwarka there. After inquiries in our Calcutta neighborhood, I learned that cousin Jatinda had been absent one night and had arrived home the following morning in European garb. Oh, Michelle, what up? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Guys, Michelle's super cool. We love Michelle over here. She has a really cute cat and phenomenal nails, and she's good at World of Warcraft. We love that for her. Reading Autobiography Yogi. I'm like a super hippie, spiritual hippie dude. This is like my guru. This book changed my life when I was going through like a really depressing state, like when I was 18 and now I'm 30. I've been following the spiritual path since then. We're talking about his life, how he went through everything. Honestly, it's so interesting, this whole part right here. So like this, I really, really love this. Like this when I first read this, when I was 18, it really made like such a profound thing to me. He was like, he said, he says, so he's going on this holy trip to the Himalayas, right? He's going to India with his cousin on this holy trip to find, as every lover of the truth has attempted to do. It's like they want to find, truth in the Himalayan hills. He's like, I led my companions to a shop displaying rubber-soled footwear. They had to dress like Europeans, so they had to wear rubber shoes with leather. And he says, articles of leather gotten only through the slaughter of animals should be absent on this holy trip. I halted on the street to remove my leather cover from my Bhagavad Gita and the leather straps of my English-made helmet. And it's like, that made such a I was like, what? Like, it was so strange to me. Like, what do you mean? Like, even going on this holy trip, like carrying these vibrations. Like, it was the first time ever that I thought, like, oh my God, this isn't just, like, leather isn't just, it's not just a piece of clothing. This came from an animal. This came from the loss of life. This came from some type of suffering, which is something I was going through so very much at the time. I really understood what suffering was for the first time ever. And I was like, oh my God, like, yeah, it's so good. It's so nice. Of my heart. So he's back. They returned back home from the trip that was, it went awry. It didn't work very well. They got caught by the police, but now he went back home and he's like, look, I'm not going to leave you without, I'm going to let you talk to a pundit. His older brother was like, and he had set up this pundit, this holy man, to actually be someone that was going to coerce him to not leave home. He actually was like, look, you shouldn't, if you really want to work out your karma, you need to stay home with your family. You can't just be destitute. And then he felt from him words of the Bhagavad Gita saying that, you just need to meditate ceaselessly, and it doesn't matter how bad your karma is. That's the best way to remove it, not just actions and attachments. And that didn't go right. He was praying to God, and then this sadhu just happened to pass on the street and tell him, like, hey, the infinite beloved Lord told me, you're supposed to be a renunciant, so don't listen to that guy. And then as he's coming back, he tells his brother, he's like, I'm not going to talk to this guy anymore. Let's just go home, whatever. And his brother Ananta, he's just talking to him. He's like, so how did you discover us? Like, how did you find all this stuff out? This is the late 1800s, like I said, a million times. Early 1900s, 1910, maybe. So there's no cell phones. It's all with timetables, written papers and stuff. And he noticed all these individual things in their lives that weren't making sense. So he went to discover all these clues and talk to witnesses. And he noticed that his cousin that had just returned from the trip, because there was originally 3 of them, one of them came back because he was afraid of dying in the trip to the Himalayas. So he said, after inquiries in our Calcutta neighborhood, I learned that cousin Jatinda had been absent one night but arrived home the following morning in European garb. I sought him out and invited him to dinner. He accepted, quite disarmed by my friendly manner. On the way, I led him unsuspectingly to a police station. He was surrounded by several officers, whom I had previously selected for their ferocious appearance under their formidable gaze. Jatinda agreed to account for his mysterious conduct. I started for the Himalayas in a buoyant spiritual mood, he explained. Inspiration filled me at the prospect of meeting the masters. But as soon as Mukunda said, during our ecstasies in the Himalayan caves, tigers will be spellbound and sit around us like tame pussies, my spirit froze. Beads of perspiration formed on my brow. What then, I thought, if the vicious nature of the tigers be not changed through the power of our spiritual trance? Shall they treat us with the kindness of house cats? In my mind's eye, I already saw myself the compulsory inmate of some tiger's stomach, entering there not at once, with the whole body, but by installments of its several parts. My anger at Jatinda's vanishment evaporated in laughter. The hilarious explanation on the train was worth all the anguish he had caused me. I must confess to a slight feeling of satisfaction. Jatinda, too, had not escaped an encounter with the police. Ananta, You are born, he says, I always addressed him as Ananta Da. Da is a respectful suffix that brothers and sisters add to the name of their eldest brother. My dog knocked a pillow on the floor so they can sleep there. You guys are cute. Bum, 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 bum. Ananta, you are a born sleuth hound. My glance of amusement was not without some exasperation. And I shall tell Jatinda. I am glad he was prompted by no mood of treachery, as it appeared, but only by the prudent instinct of self-preservation. At home in Calcutta, Father touchingly requested me to curb my roving feet until at least the completion of my high school studies. He's doing all this at 12 years old, mind you. In my absence, he had lovingly hatched a plot by arranging for a saintly pundit, Swami Kebalananda, to come regularly to the house. This sage will be your Sanskrit tutor. My parent announced confidently. Father hoped to satisfy my religious yearnings by instructions from a learned philosopher. But the tables were subtly turned. My new teacher, far from offering intellectual aridities, fanned the embers of my God aspiration. Unknown to Father, Swami Kebalananda was an exalted disciple of Lahiri Mahashaya. The peerless Guru had possessed thousands of disciples, silently drawn to him by the irresistibility of his divine magnetism. I learned later that Lahiri Mahashaya had often characterized Kebalananda as Rishi, or illumined sage. At the time of our meeting, Kebalananda had not yet joined the Swami order and was generally called Ch.3 Mahashaya. To avoid confusion with the name of Lahiri Mahashaya and of Master Mahashaya, Chapter 9, I am referring to my Sanskrit tutor only by his later monastic name of Swami Kebalananda. His biography has been recently published in Bengali. Born in Khulna district in Bengal in 1863, Kebalananda gave up his body in Benares at the age of 68. Luxuriant curls framed my tutor's handsome face. His dark eyes were guileless. With the transparency of a child's, all the movements of his slight body were marked by a restful deliberation. Ever gentle and loving, he was firmly established in the infinite consciousness. Many of our happy hours together were spent in deep Kriya meditation. Kebalananda was a noted authority on the ancient Shastras, or sacred books. His erudition had earned him the title of Ch.3 Mahashaya. Oh, Jesus. By which he was usually addressed, but my progress in Sanskrit scholarship was unnoteworthy. I sought every opportunity to forsake the prosaic grammar and to talk of yoga and Lahiri Mahashaya. My tutor obliged me one day by telling me something of his own life with the master. Rarely fortunate, I was able to remain near Lahiri Mahashaya for 10 years. His Benares home was my nightly goal of pilgrimage. The Guru was always present in a small front parlor on the first floor. Mishmo, what up, Mish? Good to see you. The Guru was always present in a small front parlor on the first floor. As he sat in lotus posture on a backless wooden seat, his disciples garlanded him in a semicircle. His eyes sparkled and danced with the joy of the divine. They were ever half closed, peering through the inner telescopic orb into a sphere of eternal bliss. He seldom spoke at length. Occasionally his gaze would focus on a student in need of help. Healing words poured then like an avalanche of light. An indescribable peace blossomed within me at the master's glance. I was permeated with his fragrance, as though from a lotus of infinity. To be with him, even without exchanging a word for days, was experience which changed my entire being. If any invisible barrier rose in the path of my concentration, I would meditate at the Guru's feet. There, the most tenuous states came easily within my grasp. Such perceptions eluded me in the presence of lesser teachers. The Master was a living temple of God, whose secret doors were open to all disciples through devotion. Lahiri Mahashaya was no bookish interpreter of the scriptures. Effortlessly he dipped into the divine library. Foam of words and spray of thoughts gushed from the fountain of his omniscience. He had the wondrous clavis that unlocked the profound philosophical science hidden ages ago in the Vedas. Check out Mishmo. Oh, good. I'm getting a delivery. Oh, excellent. I'll be right back, guys. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. I have to go get this before my dogs kill everybody. Shh. Calm down. IRL stream, please shout out. Hey, Richie. Oh, Kevin, what up? Oh my god, thank you so much. Thank you for the shout outs and stuff. Thank you guys for hanging out. My bad. I got a delivery and my dogs were going crazy. Oh, look at this blanket I got. What up, Esco? Yeah, I'm doing some reading from Autobiography Yogi. It's like a favorite book of mine. This is a nice. Oh my god, look at this. Look how they package this. They put like leather straps on this, which is not vegan. I hope it's fake. But like, isn't that nice? Like this nice little detail added on this. Didn't I do that? Okay, time to go to bed, but it's been nice listening. Thank you, Lajar. I really appreciate you hanging out. I know it's late for you. I appreciate you. Have a good night, y'all. Where is it from? I got it from Walmart. I got it from Walmart for like $12. I got Walmart delivery. I have Walmart Plus. It's like, my sister has Amazon Prime, and then I have Walmart Plus, and we pretty much get anything we need from that. Look at that. Isn't that cute? It's like a little handle. It would be pleather. Oh, yeah, there's no way it's going to be real leather, right? Oh, good. Kevin put his feet licking emote there. Good, good. Thank you, Kevin, from heaven. 7 minutes in Kevin. 7 minutes in heaven. Sorry. Good to see you guys. Thank you, Esco, for being here. Lajaro, everybody hanging out. Good night, Lajaro. Lajaro's a great guy. Check him out. It would be pleather. The Daily Hash Brown. Get your Daily Hash Brown, buddy. Yeah, I'm reading to you guys. Autobiography Yogi. I forgot where I was. Yes. So, first, Hash's favorite. Oh, we got first again. Oh, because I restarted. I was like, Monster got first. I forgot I restarted the stream. If you ain't first, you're last. Oh, shit, Kevin. I was high when I said that. I kept black one and gifted 2 last year. $10 last year, though, but tariffs. Damn! He's like, oh, well, they were $10 last year. Damn it. He's like, these damn tariffs are getting everybody. Yeah, it was only $12. I thought that was a good deal. He's like, oh, gosh, if only you knew. Look at that. God, we have such good taste, Richie. It's crazy. God, we do. Such good gifts. Mom's like, it don't count. He's like, going out and do that. What up, Mom? Ramen? Good to see you. Easy win. Good deal, not gonna lie. Best blanket I bought. Really? Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Still, to this day. He's like, to this day. To this day. Nice. So he's describing, so the saintly tutor was a Sanskrit tutor that his father had gotten for his, way to go, dude. Get out of here. I'm like, what the? You have one job, Richie. No, I'm just kidding. I have kids. Oh, my God. So he's describing Lahiri Mahashaya. This Sanskrit tutor is describing his time with Lahiri Mahashaya, which is even crazier. Like, don't you think it's crazy that another disciple of Lahiri Mahashaya was found and like came to our guru, like Paramahansa Yogananda? Lahiri Mahashaya was no bookish interpreter of the scriptures. Effortlessly he dipped into the divine library. Foam of words and spray of thoughts gushed from the fountain of his omniscience. He had the wondrous clavis that unlocked the profound philosophical science hidden ages ago in the Vedas. If asked to explain the different planes of consciousness mentioned in the ancient texts, he would smilingly assent. I will undergo those states, and presently tell you what I perceive. He was thus diametrically unlike the teachers who commit scripture to memory and then give forth unrealized abstractions. Please, expound the holy stanzas as the meaning occurs to you. The taciturn guru often gave this instruction to a nearby disciple. I will guide your thoughts, that the right interpretation be uttered. In this way, many of Lahiri Mahashaya's perceptions came to be recorded with voluminous commentaries by various students. The master never counseled slavish belief. Words are only shells, he said. Win conviction of God's presence through your own joyous contact in meditation. What are you reading? The Bible? Pretty much. It's called Autobiography of Yogi. I had it pinned, but someone unpinned it. I don't know who. It's top 100 most spiritually influential books of all time. Super, super good. The Autobiography of a Yogi. Stop. The Uncle Hashi. Can I sit on your lap? Come on over, Kevin from heaven. Take it. Papa squat next to Yogi. Oh, jeez. Come on, Papa squat next to Papa here. And he's describing his guru's guru, Lahiri Mahashaya, and some of the divine perceptions that he would explain, and like how he was different from most gurus in that it wasn't just a slavish belief. He wouldn't just memorize these things. He would guide your thoughts to interpret the correct meaning of the scripture, or what it's really trying to say. No matter what the disciple's problem, the guru advised Kriya Yoga for its solution. The yoga key will not lose its efficiency when I am no longer present in the body to guide you. This technique cannot be bound, filed, and forgotten in the manner of theoretical inspirations. Continue ceaselessly on your path to liberation through Kriya, whose power lies in practice. I myself consider Kriya the most effective device of salvation through self-effort ever to be evolved in man's search for the infinite. Kebalananda concluded with this earnest testimony. Through its use, the omnipotent God, hidden in all men, became visibly incarnated in the flesh of Lahiri Mahashaya and of a number of his disciples. A Christ-like miracle by Lahiri Mahashaya took place in Kebalananda's presence. My saintly tutor recounted the story one day, his eyes remote from the Sanskrit text on the table before us. A blind disciple, Ramu, aroused my active pity. Should he have no light in his eyes, when he faithfully served our master in whom the divine was fully blazing? One morning I sought to speak to Ramu, but he sat for patient hours fanning the guru with a handmade palm leaf punka leaf. When the devotee finally left the room, I followed him. Ramu, how long have you been blind? From my birth, sir. Never have my eyes been blessed with a glimpse of the sun. Oh, what up, Katana Kisses? How you doing? Huge. What up, what up, what up? Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the raid, Katana Kisses. What's up, what's up? Does he believe in Allah or just curious? I guess he's a Hindu, actually, but it's actually touches on just what is, the science of all religions. It's really, really interesting, man. Like, Kriya Yoga is the key to find this truth. Like, there's actually only one creator amongst all these, in these various faiths books, Oh, well, what a day for me to raid. This is the book you told me about the first time I came into your stream. Yeah, oh my god, that's so funny. This book changed my life for the absolute better, I read this book when I was 18 and my life was like falling apart. I didn't believe in anything spiritual. I was very, very much like a typical Western male. I ate meat all the time. I was angry. I was scared of death. I was scared of everything. And then I found this book through a very holy little man who was sick all the time. And it completely changed me fundamentally as a person. I started meditating all the time. And I just want to share it with people. I'm going to start doing this on Sundays, reading a few chapters all the time. What'd you do, Katana Kisses? How was your stream? How was life? How was your Vida Loca? So right here is actually describing his guru. I have the pictures of him up on my wall here, the line of gurus who I've been a member of Self-Realization Fellowship for years. But on the far left is Lahiri Mahashaya. And he's describing this miracle that Swami Kebalananda experienced in his presence. Story time with Uncle Hashi. Come on in, guys. Take a nap. Grab your coffee. Grab your teas. Get your smokies. Get your snackies. Maybe reading a little bit to you. Pat me in the background while you're wiping your dog's poop up off the ground. Thank you 1,000 times. Big shout out to Katana because she's a super sweet girl. Really, really nice. A fellow little vegan girl who plays on PlayStation. It was good. I did a little bit of DBD, but I didn't stream too long because I was sleepy, lol. Last night was a late night. Oh, thank you. Yeah, every night. Every weekend's late for me. I work at the club, so it's like, oh god, I don't go to sleep till like 4 or 5. So yes, I would like to use some of my platform that I stream on to hopefully reach. This is honestly like a major part of my life, and I hate how much of my life is being connected and drawn away from this and being put into like work. And now that I'm streaming, I'm only playing games and stuff. And it's like, honestly, this is what sustains me. This is what makes me happy. This is what I love to talk about. This is what brings me joy. The games are great. The school and the stuff and everything else is great. But honestly, it's all just to let me have more time in meditation and to get closer to this. So he's describing now this blind disciple Ramu who was working faithfully under Lahiri Mahashaya, and Swami Kebalananda says to him, he's like, Ramu, he's asking him how long has he been blind. He's like, from my birth, sir. Never have these eyes been blessed with a glimpse of the sun. Kebalananda replies, our omnipotent guru can help you. Please make a supplication. The following day, Ramu diffidently approached Lahiri Mahashaya. The disciple felt almost ashamed to ask that physical wealth be added to his spiritual superabundance. Master, the luminary of the cosmos is in you. I pray you to bring his light into my eyes, that I perceive the sun's lesser glow. Lahiri Mahashaya replied, Ramu, someone has connived to put me in a difficult position. I have no healing power. Sir, the infinite one within you can certainly heal. That is indeed different, Ramu. God's limit is nowhere. He who ignites the stars and the cells of flesh with mysterious life effulgence can surely bring the luster of vision into your eyes. The master touched Ramu's forehead at the point between the eyebrows, the seat of the single or the spiritual eye. At death, the consciousness of man is usually drawn to this holy spot, accounting for the upraised eyes found in the dead. So what is this? We talk about the spiritual eye. We hear about this all the time, this spot between the eyebrows. Whenever you have to think about something, you think intensely. You have to remember, you go up here, right? You look up here. When you look at somebody who's died, their eyes are up here. What is this seat of concentration? The master touched Ramu's forehead at the point between the eyebrows. Keep your mind concentrated there, and frequently chant the name of the prophet Rama for 7 days. The splendor of the sun shall have a special dawn for you. Who's Rama? The central sacral figure of the Sanskrit epic, the Ramayana. We spoke of this earlier. These are like the two major epics of Hinduism in India. This is like something that every household would have. It's like the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. And the Mahabharata has the section which is pretty much a Hindu Bible, which is the Bhagavad Gita in it. And that's where pretty much all philosophy and the consciousness of like modern day India and spirituality stems from. Keep your mind concentrated there and frequently chant the name of the prophet Rama for 7 days. The splendor of the sun shall have a special dawn for you. Lo, in 1 week it was so. For the first time Ramu beheld the fair face of nature. The omniscient one had unerringly directed his disciple to repeat the name of Rama, adored by him above all other saints. Ramu's face was the devotionally plowed soil in which the Guru's powerful seed of permanent healing spouted. Kebalananda was silent for a moment, then paid a further tribute to his Guru. It was evident in all miracles performed by Lahiri Mahashaya that he never allowed the ego principle to consider itself a causative force. By the perfection of his surrender to the prime healing power, the master enabled it to flow freely through him. The numerous bodies that were spectacularly healed through Lahiri Mahashaya eventually had to feed the flames of cremation. But the silent spiritual awakenings he effected, the Christ-like disciples he fashioned, are his imperishable miracles. I never became a Sanskrit scholar. Kebalananda taught me a deeper syntax, a diviner syntax. Yeah, so it's so interesting. He's going driving for 2 hours listening, but going off mod duty. Thank you so much, Krisha. I really appreciate you being in here. Thank you 1,000 times. I wasn't expecting any of it. I was just being silly and stuff, but thank you so much. Miss you already. So here we go. This is such an interesting section here. This guy comes up to him. He knows this man is like a holy man. He's seen his miracles. He's constantly in like a state of bliss. And he comes up to him and he's like, please, can you heal me? And he's like, no, I have no healing power. What are you talking about? He's like, no, not you, but the thing within you, the infinite source which is within you, surely. And he's like, oh, that is completely different, Ramu. He's like, the infinite one which is within all life, which is the thing that makes the sun and the stars move and rotate in the sky. Surely that can heal you. And he touches him on the forehead and he performs this miracle or whatever the case is. And he says the ego principle. He's like, the ego principle, ahamkara, literally I do, is the root cause of dualism or the seeming separation between man and his creator. Ahamkara brings human beings under the sway of Maya, or cosmic delusion, by which the subject, ego, falsely appears as object. The creatures imagine themselves to be creators. And there's a beautiful translation here by Arnold's translation of the Bhagavad Gita. Not of myself I do, thus will he think, who holds the truth of truths, always assured, this is the sense world plays with senses. Seeing, he sees indeed, who sees that works, our nature's wont, for soul to practice by, acting, yet not the agent. Albeit I be, unborn, undying, indestructible, the Lord of all things living, not the less, by Maya, by my magic which I stamp, on floating nature forms, the primal vast, I come and go and come. Hard it is, to pierce the veil of divine, pierce that veil divine of various shows, which hideth me, yet they who worship me, pierce it, and pass beyond. This whole chapter is super, it's very heavy, right? Like it goes through him trying to find this trip on the Himalayas, getting stopped, being told of this other miracle, like that whole miracle that occurred when the prisoners, when the officer stopped that innocent man. Kevin from heaven said, I need to go to sleep. Kevin's like, oh man, go to sleep, Kevin. It's all right. Put your sleep, buddy. the policeman was trying to stop a murderer. It was not the murderer, and in order to stop him, because he wasn't paying attention, he was in this blissful state, they hit him with his axe, almost ripped off his arm, then put the arm back. He was like, oh, he just shoved the arm back into his stump, was going about his way, and he's like, oh my God, wait. He's like, wait, stop. The policeman stopped him, and he's like, I'm not the murderer you're looking for. And he's just like, he feels sick. He's like, holy crap, this is a holy man. He just falls on, he's like, this is a monk. He falls on, he's prostrating to him. He's like, please forgive me. He's trying to get his turban to wrap it around his slumped arm that's spewing out blood, And he's just like, no, like, understand, you were simply trying to do your duties as a good officer. Like, I know you weren't trying to do any harm by me. And he's like, and he just shoves his arm back into his arm's dangling off, shoves it back into its stump. And he's like, do not worry, the Divine Mother is taking care of me. He's like, you simply come to me in 3 days under that tree there. He's like, you'll see that I'm healed. He's like, don't worry about it. 420. Oh, 420, I gotta go. I'm just like... It's and he shoves it back in his arm, and then he goes back. He's like, "Look, I don't want you to feel bad." The guy is getting his arm ripped off. He's like, "I don't want you to feel bad about this." He's like, "I don't want you to feel like, come to bag in 3 days, and you'll feel better. You'll come back to me. You'll see me how I am, and you'll see that I'm healed, and it's not an issue anymore." And he's like, "How can this guy, like, just forgive these people in like such a Christ-like way?" Let's see. Let's do chapter 5, and then we will call it for the stream. Q's like, say less. I'm awake, sir. I was just looking down at a book. Boobies. Pygmy. Thank you, Pygmy. Check out that Pygmy lady, guys. She's super sweet and nice. We love having Pygmy around. I'm reading to you, Pygmy, if you want to hang around or whatever. I'm doing a chapter 5 of The Perfumed Saint Displays His Wonders. This is a really, really good chapter. It's very, very fantastic. I love you. I love you too, Pygmy lady. Stop it. Oh, Pygmy. She's the best. Super, super sweet, super nice. Canna Mom. That's my favorite Canna Mom in the world. Oh, there's an ad. Okay, cool. I'm going to use this time to maybe eat a little bit of dish. There's a lot of footnotes. Oh, thank you, Q. I really appreciate it. Guys, please check out Q as well. He's amazing. There's a lot of footnotes in this. And I want to read... the whole chapter through, and then I'll go back and kind of go through the footnotes and explain like the deeper syntax of it all or whatever. But yeah, there's a copy of the book if you want to click on that link, and then we're on chapter 5 right now. Some of my shoopy. Will you wait? Oh, nothing like some mango. I just squeezed myself. Ugh, so good. I should probably go get my blankets out the dryer real quick before I come back. Take me one more minute, guys. Ch.3. Squeezed. Oh, Kevin, you're so silly. Spicy Q, you're in charge now. Is this story of Saddam and Gomorrah? Sodom and Gomorrah? No, it's not. Joe Gets Psyched. I'll show you some Sodom and Gomorrah if you like. Check out Joe Gets Psyched, guys. He does a stream, but he's kind of cool or whatever. Oh my gosh, Joe. Did you get paid yet? We're all waiting for Joe to get paid. Hope you're doing well, Joe. We're on chapter 5. The link's up there. A perfumed saint displays his wonders. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. I did not have this wisdom of Solomon to comfort me. I gazed searchingly about me on any excursion from home for the face of my destined guru. But my path did not cross his until after the completion of my high school studies. 2 years elapsed between my flight with Amar toward the Himalayas and the great day of Sri Yukteswar's arrival into my life. During the interim, I met a number of sages, the perfumed saint, the Tiger Swami, Nagendra Nath Baduri, Master Mahashaya, and the famous Bengali scientist Chagadas Chandra Bose. My encounter with the perfumed saint had 2 preambles, one harmonious and the other humorous. God is simple. Everything else is complex. Do not seek absolute values in the relative world of nature. These philosophical finalities gently entered my ear as I stood silently before a temple image of Kali. Who is Kali? LOL. I get paid monthly. Joe, can I have $10 when you get paid? Yeah, Joe, you mind if I borrow like $10 whenever you get the chance? Whenever you do get paid, let me know. Kali represents the eternal principle in nature. She is traditionally pictured as a 4-armed woman, standing on the recumbent form of the god Shiva, or the infinite. Because the activities of nature or the phenomenal world springs from the latent spirit. The 4 arms symbolize cardinal attributes, 2 beneficent, 2 destructive, the essential duality of matter or creation. So that's, you see this picture of Kali Ma. He was there praying before this image of Kali, and he had this word come up to him. This man whispered and said, God is simple, everything else is complex. Do not seek absolute values in the relative world of nature. Turning, I confronted a tall man whose garb, or lack of it, revealed him a wandering sadhu. You have indeed penetrated the bewilderment of my thoughts. I smiled gratefully. The confusion of benign and terrible aspects in nature, as symbolized by Kali, has puzzled wiser heads than mine. Few there be who solve her mystery. Good and evil is the challenging riddle which life places sphinx-like before every intelligence. Attempting no solution, most men pay forfeit with their lives. Penalty now even as the days of Thebes. Here and there... Joey, I've been a good boy. You'll have to sign the wait list. Here and there, a towering lonely figure never cries defeat from the Maya of duality. He plucks the cleaveless truth of unity. You speak with conviction, sir. I have long exercised an honest introspection, the exquisitely painful approach to wisdom. Self-scrutiny, relentless observance of one's thoughts, is a stark and shattering experience. It pulverizes the stoutest ego, but true self-analysis mathematically operates to produce seers. The way of self-expression, individual acknowledgments results in egotists, sure of the right of their private interpretations of God and the universe. Truth humbly retires, no doubt, before such arrogant originality. I was enjoying the discussion. Can you hear? This guy is walking around sadhu without any clothes on. Maybe he has like a loincloth on. Do you hear how he's speaking? Like, oh my gosh. Can't even understand these words. Truth humbly retires, no doubt, before such arrogant originality. I was enjoying the discussion. Man can understand no eternal verity until he has freed himself from pretensions. The human mind, barred to a century slime, is teeming with the repulsive life of countless world delusions. Struggles of the battlefield pale into significance here, when man first contends with inner enemies. No mortal foes these, to be overcome by a harrowing array of might. Omnipresent, unresting, pursuing man even in sleep. Subtly equipped with miasmic weapons, these soldiers of ignorant lust seek to slay us all. Thoughtless is the man who buries his ideals, surrendering to the common fate. May he seem other than impotent, wooden, ignoramus. My goodness. May he seem other than impotent, wooden, ignominious. Respected sir, have you no sympathy for the bewildered masses? The sage was silent for a moment, then answered obliquely, to love both the invisible God, repository of all virtues, and visible man, apparently possessed of none, is often baffling. But ingenuity is equal to the maze. Inner research soon exposes the unity of all human minds, the stalwart kinship of selfish motive. In one sense, at least, the brotherhood of man stands revealed. An aghast humility follows the leveling discovery. It ripens into compassion for one's fellows, blind to the healing potencies of the soul awaiting exploration. The saints of every age, sir, have felt like yourself for the sorrows of the world. Only the shallow man loses responsiveness to the woes of others' lives, as he sinks into narrow suffering of his own. The sadhu's austere face was noticeably softened. The one who practices a scalpel self-dissection will know an expansion of universal pity. The one who practices a scalpel of self-dissection will know an expansion of universal pity. Release is given him from the deafening demands of his ego. The love of God flowers on such soil. The creature finally turns to his Creator. It is for no other reason than to seek in anguish. Why, Lord? Why? By ignoble whips of pain, man is driven at last into the infinite presence, whose beauty alone should lure him. The sage and I were present in the Calcutta Kalighat temple, whither I had gone to view its famed magnificence. With a sweeping gesture, my chance companion dismissed the ornate dignity. Only to the human chant of being. Ornate dignity. Bricks and mortar sing us no audible tune. The heart opens only to the human chant of being. We strolled to the inviting sunshine at the entrance, where throngs of devotees were passing to and fro. You are young. The sage surveyed me thoughtfully. India, too, is young. The ancient rishis laid down ineradicable patterns of spiritual living. Their hoary dictums suffice for this day and land. Not outmoded, not unsophisticated against the guiles of materialism. The disciplinary precepts mold India still. By millenniums, more than embarrassed scholars care to compute. The skeptic time has validated Vedic worth. Take it for your heritage. As I was reverently bidding farewell to the eloquent sadhu, he revealed a clairvoyant perception. After you leave here today, an unusual experience will come your way. Dr. Seussen, too. I quitted the temple precincts and wandered along aimlessly, turning a corner. I ran into an old acquaintance. One of those fellows whose conversational powers ignore time and embrace eternity. I know that. That's me. I shall let you go in a very short while. What the hell? Better trying to hump this bag. I shall let you go in a very short while, he promised, if you will tell me all that has happened during the years of our separation. Please, Augie, you guys, please stop. Please stop it right now. All you guys are getting way too hyper for me. Stop it right now. Oh, good, Kevin. No. Stop it. No more. Stop it. Oh my gosh. Just calm down. You come here. Look, you want to see what's bothering me? This is what's bothering me. This is what's bothering me right now. This is what's in my face and giving me a big problem right now. Now, you go hang out on the damn bed. You calm down. You finish doing whatever you're doing down there. Oh, heavens, heavens, heavens. I shall let you go in a very short while, he promised, if you will tell me all that has happened during the years of our separation. What a paradox. I must leave you now. But he held me by the hand, forcing out tidbits of information. He was like a ravenous wolf, I thought in amusement. The longer I spoke, the more hungrily he sniffed for news. Inwardly, I petitioned to the goddess Kali. To devise a graceful means of escape. The rishis literally means the seers. They were the authors of the Vedas in an indeterminable antiquity. My companion left me abruptly. I sighed with relief and doubled my pace, dreading any relapse into the garrulous fever. Hearing rapid footsteps behind me, I quickened my speed. I dared not look back. But with a bound, the youth rejoined me, jovially clasping my shoulder. I forgot to tell you of Ganda Baba, the perfumed saint, who is gracing yonder house. He pointed to a dwelling few yards distant. Do meet him. He is interesting. You may have an unusual experience. Goodbye. And he actually left me. The similarly worded prediction of the sadhu at Kali God Temple flashed to my mind. Intrigued, I entered the house and was ushered into a commodious parlor. A crowd of people were sitting, Orient-wise, here and there on a thick orange-colored carpet. An odd whisper reached my ear. Behold, Ganda Baba on the leopard skin. He can give the natural perfume of any flower to a scentless one, or revive a wilted blossom, or make a person's skin exude delightful fragrance. I looked directly at the saint. His quick gaze rested on mine. He was plump and bearded, with dark skin and large gleaming eyes. Son, I am glad to see you. Say what you want. Would you like some perfume? What for? I thought his remark rather childish. To experience the miraculous way of enjoying perfumes. Harnessing God to make odors. Oh, DB Michelle, what? Oh, Bam, you got a butt trick. Let's go. Oh my God, that was like a breadcrumbs crust IRL. Wait, hump attack. LOL. Wait, what? Oh, my dog. Oh yeah, my dog is like, Jesus Christ. Sorry. Oh my God. Yeah, my dog is just like, Bear is like humping. I got that blanket. Did I show you that blanket I just got? Did you do a breadcrumb quest, IRL? Hey, don't be barking at each other over the damn... I got this blanket from Walmart right now, and then my dog just saw it and was like, oh, perfect, I have a girlfriend. And he's just like making sweet love to it now. And now my other dog, who I put on the bed because that's what he wanted, he just keeps coming up to the damn camera stand and like laying on it and poking it. Like, what is your problem, Augie? He's like, I want you to hold me. Is that what you want? Want me to hold you on reading? Okay, I can hold you. That's all right. Is that what you want, my little old man? That's no problem. You just read a part of this story. There may have an NPC giving you a breadcrumb quest. Sorry. Oh, yeah, pretty much. He just came up and was like, "Oh, and by the way, yeah." I thought you would have did it. Yeah, it's so funny. My pug is so silly. I guess this is what he wanted. You guys, please. Oh, God. So, yes, here we are. I looked directly at the saint. His quick gaze rested on mine. He was plump and bearded with dark skin and large gleaming eyes. Son, I'm glad to see you. Say what you want. Would you like some perfume? What for? I thought his remark rather childish. To experience the miraculous way of enjoying perfumes. Harnessing God to make odors? What of it? God makes perfumes anyway. Yes, but he fashions frail bottles of petals for fresh use and discard. Can you materialize flowers? Yes, but usually I produce perfumes, little friend. Then scent factories will go out of business. I will permit them to keep their trade. My own purpose is to demonstrate the powers of God. Sir, is it necessary to prove God? Queen of Course says, my show's on. Good to see you, Queen of Course. I'm so sorry. I hope you're doing well. Guys, check out Queen of Course. She's so silly. Finn, stop right now. No more of that, okay? Shh. No more. That's okay. Shh. You guys are really, really hyper. No, we're not gonna knock over Augie either. My golly goodness. My show's on. Golly. Okay. So he says, I will permit them to keep their trade. My own purpose is to demonstrate the power of God. Sir, is it necessary to prove God? Isn't he performing miracles in everything? Everywhere? Yes, but we too should manifest some of his infinite creative verity. How long did it take you to master your art? 12 years. For manufacturing scents by astral means? It seems, my honored saint, you have been wasting a dozen years for fragrances, when you can obtain a few rupees with which you can obtain with a few rupees from a florist shop. Perfumes fade with flowers. Perfumes fade with death. Why should I desire that which pleases the body only? Mr. Philosopher, you please my mind. Now stretch forth your right hand. He made a gesture of blessing. I was a few feet away from Ganda Baba. No one else was near enough to contact my body. I extended my hand, which the yogi did not touch. What perfume do you want? Rose. Be it so. To my great surprise, the charming fragrance of rose was wafted strongly from the center of my palm. I smilingly took a large white scentless flower from a nearby vase. Can this odorless blossom be permeated with jasmine? Be it so. A jasmine fragrance instantly shot from the petals. I thanked the wonder worker and seated myself by one of his students. He informed me that Ganda Baba, whose proper name was Vishuddhananda, had learned many astonishing yoga secrets from a master in Tibet. The Tibetan yogi, I was assured, had attained the age of over 1,000 years. His disciple Ganda Baba does not always perform his perfume feats in the simple verbal manner you have just witnessed. The student spoke with obvious pride in his master. His procedure differs widely to accord with diversity in temperaments. He is marvelous. Many members of the Calcutta intelligentsia are among his followers. I inwardly resolved to not add myself to their number. A guru too leerly marvelous was not to my liking. With polite thanks to Ganda Baba, I departed. Sauntering home, I reflected on the 3 varied encounters that day had brought forth. My sister Uma met me as I entered the door. You are getting quite stylish using perfumes. Without a word, I motioned her to smell my hand. What an attractive rose fragrance! It is unusually strong. Thinking it was strongly unusual, I silently placed the astrally scented blossom under her nostrils. Oh, I love jasmine! She seized the flower. A ludicrous bafflement passed over her face as she repeatedly sniffed the odor of jasmine from a type of flower she well knew to be scentless. Her reactions disarmed my suspicion that Ganda Baba might have induced in me an autosuggestive state whereby I alone detect the fragrances. Later I heard from a friend that the perfume saint had a power which I wish were possessed by the starving millions of the world. As I was present with 100 other guests at Ganda Baba's home in Burdwan, Alakananda told me. It was a gala occasion, because the yogi was reputed to have the power of extracting objects out of thin air. I laughingly requested him to materialize some out-of-season tangerines. Immediately the luchis, flat, round Indian breads, that had been served on all the banana leaf plates became puffed up. Each of the bread envelopes proved to contain a peeled tangerine. I bit into my own with some trepidation, but found it delicious. Years later, I understood by inner realization how Ganda Baba accomplished this materializations. The method, alas, is beyond the reach of the world's hungry hordes. The different sensory stimuli to which man reacts, tactual, visual, gustatory, auditory, olfactory, are produced by vibratory variations in electrons and protons. The vibrations, in turn, are regulated by prana, or lifetrons, subtle life forces of finer than atomic energies, intelligently charged with 5 distinctive... Oh my gosh. My dogs are going crazy right here. Subtle life forces of finer than atomic energies, intelligently charged with 5 distinctive sensory idea substances. Ganda Baba, attuning himself with the pranic force by certain yoga practices, was able to guide the lifetrons to rearrange their vibratory structure and to objectify the desired result. His perfume, his fruit, and other miracles were actual materializations of mundane vibrations, and were not inner sensations hypnotically produced. Hypnotism has been used by physicians in minor operations as a form of psychical chloroform for persons who might be endangered by an aesthetic. But a hypnotic state is harmful to those often subjected to it. Hypnotism is trespass into the territory of another's consciousness. Its temporary phenomenon have nothing in common with the miracles performed by men of divine realization. Awake in God, true saints effect changes in the dream world by means of a will harmoniously attuned to the creative cosmic dreamer. Wonder-working such as those shown by the perfumed saint are spectacular but spiritually useless. Having little purpose beyond entertainment, they are digressions from a serious search for truth or God. Ostentatious display of unusual powers is decried by masters. The Persian mystic Abu Sa'id once laughed at certain fakirs or Muslim ascetics who were proud of their miraculous powers over water, air, and space. A frog is also at home in the water, Abu Sa'id pointed out in gentle scorn. The crow and the vulture easily fly in the air. The devil is simultaneously present in the east and in the west. A true man is he who dwells in the righteousness among his fellow men, who must buy and sell, yet is never for a single instant forgetful of God. On another occasion, the great Persian teacher gave his view on the religious life thus: to lay aside what you have in your head, selfish desires and ambitions, to bestow freely what you have in your hand, and never to flinch from the blows of adversity. Neither the impartial sage at Kaligat temple nor the Tibetan-trained yogi had satisfied my yearning for a guru. My heart needed no tutor for its recognitions, and cried a spontaneous bravo, the more resoundingly because it was unoften summoned from silence. When I finally met my master, by sublimity of example alone, he taught me the measure of a true man. What an insane sentence. What an absolutely insane, nutty chapter. I'm snug as a bug in a rug. Oh, cute. Me too. I'm getting warm. You guys need to stop right now. Get out. Get out of here. Shh. No more humping that. You guys need to calm down right now. Jeez Louise. Yeah. So what an insane chapter, what an insane sentence. Like, what is even happening here? Such intelligence by these, like, simple men of, like, simple lives and barely even studied in like a technical school. He starts flying. He starts fighting. I'm like, that's it. Dude, I was literally pulling the blanket out of his teeth right now. Did you hear? I was like, give it to me. I was like, God damn. He's like, no, I'm gonna hump this right now. I was like, gosh damn. And then the other dogs are fighting me. This dog will not stop. Will not stop walking on my camera. Like, why are you like this? What is going on today? This dog is like, I don't care. Like, back and forth, over and over. He just keeps walking back and forth on this damn camera stand for whatever reason. Like, why? He never does this. Never, ever, ever. It's like, oh my gosh. Oh my God. So the perfume saint. This miracle, like this is the thing. It's not just. I love how it's explained. It's like here is the miracle. Here is the feminine aspect. You know, the right hemisphere that is like the faith driven. He loves the sound of you reading, maybe LOL. I guess, but it's like turning him on. Like it's like turning. It's like arousing him. Like that's the thing. It's like okay, I get it. You want to be around me. I get it. The dogs want to play with me. I get it. It happens all the time. Especially when I'm streaming, I get excited. They're like, ooh, okay, cool. Let's play. These guys are trying to like have sex right now. It's so weird. I'm like, what is going on with you guys? Like, they're fixed. They're all fixed. I don't even know. This years. This doesn't happen. It's like, goddamn, what am I, catnip? It's like, oh my goodness. So, and it's so interesting. He finds this saint, right? And he didn't want a guru that was just performing miracles or whatever the case. In fact, he kind of ridiculed him. He's like, why are you wasting your time creating these perfumes, using your mastery over like, this 12 years of like meditation and mastery to be in touch with the creator, and you're making sense, like you're making sense with your hands, like what are you doing? Like you're gonna just ruin things, like you're gonna, you know. And he's like, no, I'm just doing this to perform miracles so people can understand God. He's like, well, like, he's like, wouldn't it be better just to teach people how to find that themselves instead of doing this? Like you're just bringing attention to yourself. He's like, oh yeah, you know, but it's really really interesting, like how the fine line is, because like especially when you go to temple, you go to church, and you meet so many of these people. Like there's so many people who are like, especially outside here in LA, like dude, the amount of spiritual people, you know, like it's such a exoteric thing. It's not esoteric. It's not from within. It's exoteric. You know, it's very outward. It's very much on the outside. It's like, oh yeah, we do yoga. Let me drink my shaky. You know, yeah, vegan shakes. And it's like, there's such a deep science behind this stuff, and it's really really insane, and it's so good. And this is kind of what goes on with this. Like this guy is like not really trying to get into the spiritual aspect and live an interior life. He's kind of creating shows and just displaying wonders. And here's another interesting side that goes into the left hemisphere. It's not just the showmanship, exactly. So like, and this is like, so like I said, this each chapter kind of presents itself in like a right and left hemisphere, a very feminine and a very masculine kind of way, like in a faith base, and then there's like a logical. So like he kind of explains all these amazing miracles, and then he explains how it happens through the use of protons and electrons, and how you can actually, men and women who are of the spiritual path and are realized and can reach that state of consciousness, can change everything, because everything around us is just atoms. Everything around us, you look at the highest forms of science, everything around us is just molecules vibrating, and it's our perceptions that regulate that vibration to believe that it, to make it so that way it is food or gas or metal or liquid. You know, it's all just it's all just electricity and vibrations at different things. And he says the thing that puts it together, that holds it together, is something that science has not yet really gone into yet. Something that we can explain, that ancient India and ancient Eastern religions have talked about before. It's called, you know, chi, life energy, prana, you know, like the force, you know, like it's this thing that moves, that is around the atoms, that gives them this intelligence. God, you know, spirit. And so he talks about the Luchis, and then he goes into this: hypnotism is trespass into the territory of another's consciousness. And he goes on to say that studies in consciousness by Western psychologists are largely confined to investigations of the subconscious mind and of mental diseases that are treated through psychiatry and psychoanalysis. There is little research into the origin and fundamental formation of normal mental states and their emotional and volitional expressions, a truly basic subject not neglected in Indian philosophy. Precise classifications are made in the Sankhya and Yoga systems. the various links in normal mental modifications, and of the characteristic functions of buddhi, discriminative intellect, ahamkara, egoistic principle, and manas, mind or sense coordination. He goes on to explain that, this really deeper aspect of psychology that we don't get into at all over here, it's not just psychoanalysis. It goes into the emotional aspect, the soul. He goes into the manas, the ego principle. What is the ego? Separating the ego from emotional thoughts and aspects. And it's something that's been studied in India for millennia. True saints affects change in this dream world. And then I love this part where he explains this miracle. It's like, its temporary phenomena have nothing in common with the miracles performed by men of divine realization. Awake in God, true saints affect changes in this dream world by means of a will harmoniously attuned to the creative cosmic dreamer. And the footnote reads, the universe is represented in every one of its particles. Everything is made of one hidden stuff. The world globes itself in a drop of a dew. The true doctrine of omnipresence is that God appears with all his parts in every moss and cobweb. Emerson, in Compensation. Isn't that so beautiful? It's unbelievable. It's such a beautiful statement. The world globes itself in a drop of dew. The true doctrine of omnipresence is that God appears with all his parts in every moss and cobweb. In everything, all around us, even the most disgusting things, even the most horrible people. These are all placed there specifically. And then he was talking about the Muslim fakir, the saint Abu Sa'id pointed out in gentle scorn, the crow and the vulture easily fly in the air. The devil is simultaneously present in the east and in the west. The true man is he who dwells in the righteousness among his fellow men, who may buy and sell, yet is never for a single instant forgetful of God. To buy and sell, yet never to forget God. The ideal is that hand and heart work harmoniously together. Certain Western writers claim that the Hindu goal is one of timid escape, of inactivity and antisocial withdrawal. The fourfold Vedic plan for man's life, however, is a well-balanced one for the masses, allotting half the span to study and householder duties, the second half to contemplation and meditational practices. Solitude is necessary to become established in the self, but masters then return to the world to serve it. Even saints who engage in no outward work bestow through their thoughts and holy vibrations more precious benefits on the world than can be given by the most strenuous humanitarian activities of unenlightened men. The great ones, each in his own way and often against bitter opposition, strive selflessly to inspire and uplift their fellows. No Hindu religious or social ideal is merely negative. Ahimsa, or non-injury, called virtue entire, Sakalo Dharma, in the Mahabharata, is a positive injunction by reason of its conception that one who is not helping others in some way is injuring them. The Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 3, verses 4 through 8, points out that the activity is inherent in man's very nature. Sloth is simply wrong activity. No man shall escape from act. By shunning action, nay, and none shall come. By mere renouncements unto perfectness, nay, and no jot of time at any time, rest any actionless his nature law, compels him even unwilling into act. For thought is act and fancy. He who with strong body serving mind gives up his mortal powers to worthy work, not seeking again, Arjun, such a one is honorable. Do thine allotted task. Let me see. Oh, God, I want to read about the Tiger Swami really bad. 2, 3. The Tiger Swami is such a good chapter, guys. Oh, it's short. Should we just read the Tiger Swami? Are you into philosophy in general? Yeah. I mean, I love philosophy a lot. But then I found my guru's teachings. And then I was like, yeah. Kev Wilkie said, lurk. What up, Kev? Good to see you, man. Is that a good place to leave off? The Tiger Swami is so good. I feel like maybe I should save it for next Sunday. It's such an amazing story. Okay. Who's on? Joking Limes live. Pause Lover. Pumpkin Panic. Kev Wilkie starting soon. The Chronic Comic. Plague Jester Sky. Yourself in yourself. Oh, it's raining Q. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know this is like totally different. I'll be back tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday doing Wolong. I might do a co-stream with Drolord. Not 100% sure yet, but I really appreciate it, guys. This is like what I'm really into. This is like a major focus of my life. Like I said before, everything else kind of just fills in the time. It's just so I can be at temple and stuff. I just have a very one-on-one level of knowledge on Eastern philosophy, so it's cool to hear this stuff. Oh, cool. I really appreciate you hanging out, Michelle. Yeah, I've been a member of Self-Realization Fellowship for the last, like, 10 years plus, and been meditating every day, morning and night, unless there's like a problem or work maybe getting in the way, practicing these things. Take care, dude. Thanks for the stream. Nah, thank you, man. Thank you for hanging out this whole time. Thank you, Stash. Appreciate you. Can't wait to watch your streams when you do. Next Sunday we'll be reading again from chapter 6, I think, Tiger Swami, which is really cool chapter, really interesting, really fun. I love you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Let's go hang out with Q, my silly Armenian friend, who's very silly and cute and nice, and he's a mod here, and he's nice and sweet, and he's cool, and I like you guys. You guys are cool. You guys are so cool. I like hanging out with you. Let's go hang out with you. Love you all. Goodbye forever, probably. No, I'll see you all tomorrow.